you think of typical Scandinavian names, especially for medieval royalty, I'd wager you say something along the lines of Johann, Charles, Christian, and so on. That's most likely what Queen Margaret and her council thought when they adopted the new heir to the throne of the Kalmar Union, Eric, or formerly, before the necessary name change, Bogislav. Yes, Bogislav of Pomerania were adopted after Queen Margaret's son, Olaf, the first heir to his throne, died. Bogislav, or Eric, his legacy is truly spotty. Depending on whom you ask, he was a righteous and pragmatic king, making the best of a difficult situation, or a tyrant that more or less bailed on his duties and just tried to live on the fat stacks he could squeeze out from taxes.
I just hope my death makes more sense than my life.
To understand Boguslav's legacy, we must start off discussing the thorn in the side of Scandinavians everywhere during this time.
Hey Billy! Hey Joey! Come on in! There's plenty of room! Sorry, not you, Homer.
The Hanseatic League, which was basically lots of small city-states around the Baltic, were a dominating trade confederation. The Hanseatics gained most of their wealth being the middleman between Scandinavians, Kievan Rus and the rest of Europe. Through controlling the coastlines and important trade routes, they could set tariffs and taxes on goods using their services. To combat this skewed balance of power in trade, the Danes established their own toll between Denmark and the Scandinavian possessions. These tolls would demand a tax in return on Hanseatic trade ships that sailed through it. The trade war brought about one of the largest regional power shifts for its time. Out of necessity, Denmark, Sweden and Norway, the three old rivals had to put their differences aside and join forces in a union, formalized in the Swedish city of Kalmar. The union's function were more or less out of economic necessity and meant to defend Scandinavian trade from Hanseatic dominance. Back to Bogislav. Under his rule, he managed not only to bring back Gotland to the Scandinavians, after the Teutonic Order seized it, moved the Danish capital to where it stands today, founded some cities, and also established the aforementioned toll. It seems like he was on a roll and no one could stop him. Then someone stopped him. The lower nobility in Sweden and Norway more or less lost their composure when the taxes hit their exports.
Oh, you took the words right out of my mouth. A brawl with the king's men. Let's go.
The problem was most of the Swedish iron and copper was through shipping lanes utilizing the Hansa's services. All in all, it culminated with full-out rebellion against the Danish, under the leadership of its namesake Engelbrekt. He led a successful campaign in ousting Bogislav as the king of Sweden, and so you'd think that's the end, right? No. After a year or so, in somewhat convoluted way, he got his power back, was crowned king of Sweden again, promising that he would do his duties as king better this time around. Well, Bogislav being Bogislav, he quickly forgot this, and yeah. After Bogislav came to terms with his, let's say, new career opportunity, he did the only thing any sane person would do. He sailed out to Gotland and became an actual pirate, taking control over Visby and raiding trade ships from the Teutonic Order and Hanseatics alike. In some poetic way, making his life go full circle. Even that wouldn't last, when the new king and also part-time gremlin asked him kindly to go back to Pomerania, where he lived out his life in his hometown. Going back to the question on what Boguslav's legacy would be, well, his legacy lives on even to this day. Just look at Scania, Saab, and so on. With the heraldic of the Gripen wearing a crown, all using Boguslav's old symbols from his lineage Grif of Pomerania, in a way meaning that Boguslav even to this day lives on through his final form, the Saab Gripen jet fighter.